What's happening, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the CoffeePump Podcast. Kaamil,
Yes.
welcome to the CoffeePump Podcast.
Thank you very much. Thank
How
you
you
for
doing?
having me. I'm good, my bro.
You're doing all right?
Yes.
You've seen how we're running Juakali style.
No,
over here.
this is normal. People don't get it that it takes a lot of things to make these stuff work. So
In your garage, did you have a guy like Kim?
several.
Car was okay. The guy is just next to you. But I'm here.
That last thing you tell him before the client receives the car, he'll mess that up. I'm like, bro, like we're reaching the finish line.
So, Kaamil,
Yes.
tell me about a video. It's called The 17-Year-Old Boy, 1975 Range Rover Restoration.
Yes.
That's how I first discovered you.
That was the beginning of, I guess you can say all this.
Yes.
But definitely not the beginning of my passion of cars. So, but that video was basically Motorsports Kenya, the page I work with right now.
Yeah.
They approached me and they were like, yo, we've heard you built this thing. That was my first time in front of the camera, first time talking about my car to the public. And it was a
Your
life-changing
first time in front of the camera.
That one, yeah. I
Wait.
talked too much. Still, after that video, they actually fired the host and they told me to come on board. They're like, you know a lot more than the host, so why don't you come on board?
By the way, it's a 32-minute video. Eh? So, okay, maybe let's backtrack. How did you get into cars?
So basically, growing up, when I was born, I was brought home and we used to live in Pangani, and it was those old school setups whereby there's a home and a workshop in the same plot.
Yes.
So, from a young age, there's a funny story my dad always used to tell me. Like, I was a little kid, I had this, these cars that you could just pedal them around. There was a Land Cruiser going for a safari, so it came for a check. I took all the lug nuts and I put them in the boot of my car. At the end of the day, the car is waiting, the client is waiting, they can't find any of the lug nuts.
Oh my
So
God.
Dad walked out of the office and he was pissed and he kicked my car. The boot flew with all the bolts. So the whole day looking for that. Everything was there. So from a young boy, that was my playground. I used to fall asleep to the sound of grinders. Like that was the beginning and it didn't stop.
And so was it Mzee who exposed you, I guess, because the garage was right next door, right?
That was everything. And his personality was obviously all cars. So every conversation outside, even home, we used to be the kind of family we've gone for a lunch or a dinner, and he'll come out of the car and he'll wipe it first before you walk into. He'll pangusa the bonnet. There's a smudge, he was.
So it's just very articulate with
Yes,
cars.
very artistic and
So,
passionate.
okay, so then you've grown up in an environment where you've been exposed to it.
Yeah.
And slowly but surely, what you started doing was transitioning more towards the social media sphere.
Because I think also him, he was fantastic, and I used to look up to what he used to do with cars, but
Yeah.
no one used to know about it. Only his people, only his circle. So my job was to go online, and I created the first time, if he didn't have Facebook, I created a Facebook account for the page, started publishing stuff. They're bringing so many, I would bring clients and he'd be like, this is from social media. I'm like, yeah. So he leaned into it and he would let me take cars for shows and let me run with it a lot. So it was good.
So Mzee was actually, maybe describe to me the structure of your family. Are you a single child?
No, I have a sister. So it's me, my mom, my dad, and my sister. So my sister is 2 years younger than me. I have my mom and my dad, and my dad's Punjabi, my mom is Arab. So there was obviously a nice mix there. So I got to learn a lot about different cultures.
That's an exotic combination.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. It's not that unique,
You
though.
must be a hit with the ladies. Eh?
What makes you say that?
Kali sana bana. Whenever you say, Kim, Kim, what combination are you? 100% from Kakamega.
The crankstone.
You see, Vile is common. The way. So you see what I mean is when someone says, I'm Punjabi, I'm Yemeni.
I have two
Kenyan.
boxes I can attack now.
Yeah.
You have the Punjabi girls there and you have the Arab girls
Bro.
there.
I'm going to say this again, yo. Punjabi girls are the best, man. Aren't they the best, bro?
They're fantastic.
Back me up.
I agree.
Punjabi girls, they're wild when they get angry at you.
And they're still cultural and they still have that, that.
There's just
Carry
something.
it different.
There's something about Muslim guys and Punjabi girls. It's just.
I know you've said this before. and
Yeah.
I came to agree with you. You're right. You're right.
So we'll get you a Punjabi.
Then you'll know.
Then you'll know. Imagine this guy with a Punjabi girl.
But she'll confuse you kidogo, but you have to shikilia.
Yeah.
Simama strong.
It's never. Listen, with the Punjabi girl, it's never a straight road. You always have to go like this, like this, like this. Eventually, you'll get there and you'll have fun. So we'll sort you out. So, bro, now, what about schooling? Like, which school did you go to, studying and everything?
I was in Jaffrey my whole life. I was in one school my whole life.
Jaffrey.
So, yeah, that
Bro,
time
I
it was...
hated guys from Jaffrey.
Yeah, it was...
I was in Saints, so when we
Yeah.
used to have those intersports
I
things.
know, I remember. So, but it's a very Islamic school. So I think I didn't expose myself much when I was in school, apart from maybe the videos. And my car life was totally separate. I didn't bring that to school. But after school, like I finished Jaffrey at about 17.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to do my A-levels because I wanted to be a pilot.
Really?
So that was my plan. But Mzee was like, yo, check, get a degree first so you're not just a taxi driver for the sky. That's what his mindset was. So I went to USIU. Since I'm doing A-levels.
You're in USIU?
Yes.
Fuck off.
I'm graduating in October, like in a few weeks.
I was in USIU as well.
Yeah.
What year did you start?
I started I think it was about 2017. 2017.
That tells me your age. So I graduated 2013.
Yeah.
2014.
What did you do?
Don't get started, man. Me, when I was deciding what career I was doing, it was a bunch of uncles sitting around saying, you're going to be an accountant, you're going to be an engineer, you're going to be this.
I'm telling you, like that part of life, I wish I knew what I knew now. Like I wish somebody could tell me like this, be easy on yourself, because you pick a direction and you don't have any backing to why you're picking that direction.
I'll give you a story from USIU, all right? I did accounting.
Yeah.
We're sitting at a exam for financial accounting 2. I have already failed the subject once, so I'm retaking it. And I was like, you know what? Accounts is just not getting to me. I'm going to fucking cheat. Come hell or high water, I'm going to pass, and cheating is the only way I can do it. So we had the midterm exams. Now, I sat on the left side of the smartest guy I knew.
Okay.
All right? And I told him, listen, I'm going to copy you. Do you mind? He's like, no problem.
It's chilling.
Now, that's when I realized I needed glasses, because this eye, I couldn't see anything. So I was trying to copy him and it was a blur. But this eye is seeing properly. I was like, what is going on?
I think it's like you felt maybe you're being punished or something for that.
I was like, fuck. So I failed the midterm. Now I was like, okay, this is not looking good. Final exams comes, I'm like, you sit on my right-hand side.
So I can see.
Yeah. So basically, a bunch of us got the same idea. So this guy's name was Dino. And you know, at that time, I never met many Mzungu. So I thought this guy's very smart. He talks, he's very polished, he's very articulate. He knows his stuff. So Dino sat on my right. It was me. Anik, I'm sort of calling you out right now, but Anik sat on my left. And next to Anik, there was a Somali girl called Faiza. So we start the exam. I copy him. Anik copies me, and so on and so forth. So we're going through, everything's looking good. And you know, in accounting, the way it works is question 1, the answer you use to answer question 2. It's all tied together.
I remember.
So we reached question 3. All of a sudden, this guy starts panicking and tears his paper. And says, fuck, I messed up. And starts panicking and throwing a fit. I'm like, what the hell just happened?
And you guys have reached question 3 with him only.
With 20 minutes left to the exam end.
He had a breakdown.
Bro, he had a breakdown. I'm breaking down. Anik is breaking down. Faiza's breaking down.
Domino effect.
And the teacher's like, silence. What's going on over there? No, like, Jesus Christ. Do I have to take this class for the 3rd time? But that was my experience. That was my experience at USIU. My GPA.
Yeah.
What was your GPA?
When I finished, like, should I be honest here? It wasn't fantastic, my G. I winged it a lot.
Bro, mine
2.4.
Okay. Yeah. 2.4?
Yeah, bro.
All right, so I'm slightly smarter than you.
You are.
I'm below 3. But
like I told you, bro, when I joined USIU, I had this whole, like, I came from an Islamic school whereby I separated from boys and girls your whole life. And I was like thrown in, and I had a car. I was young, and it was different, bro.
I can imagine. Which car did you drive?
So my mom had a Mark V Golf,
Still?
a red one.
Yes.
And then when I started USIU, she's like, you know what, Kaamil, just take the car, use it. So I got my, permit?
Yeah.
And I started, bro. And like when I reached there, USIU was different. Like for like the first 2 years, I don't remember classes. Like after that, I tried to focus.
It's like the younger brother I never had, you know. So a similar experience. What do you call it? My first car I ever learned to drive in was the old 124 Mercedes.
Oh, nice.
So that's the car I used to come with to uni.
Bro, you're pulling up in a 124, it's a Benz.
Bro. And then, so we sold that car, and then there was an 80 series Land Cruiser.
Even better.
Bro.
Even better.
Shit, man. Walking into SIU. Maybe that's why we failed.
Bro,
because we were never in class.
Bro, I went from a Golf to a Range Rover, the one that I showed you, the one we built. Yeah. I went from the Golf to that, and then after that, I got a Nissan Advan, and guys were like, "Have you left USIU?" I'm like, "Cause I have an Advan and a wing road. Now you don't, no notices me."
So at that time when I was going to USIU, Thika Road hadn't been built.
Yes.
And I remember at one point, the 80 series, the clutch was gone. So imagine balancing on that hill. And there were only 2 lanes and traffic was messed up.
You have to give it rev. Wow.
But yeah, so I mean, I went to a boys' school. So when I entered uni and I was first exposed to girls, it's safe to say that's the reason my
Things you said
GPA.
at the beginning.
Yeah, but then I saved myself in masters.
Yes.
I got a distinction.
Nice.
Haters. So what did you study in USA? What was the
So I did IBA. 'Cause
international business? Yeah.
I was there for a long time because obviously in the middle of my degree stuff went a bit sideways, so I was putting myself through school after like my second year. So then I would like take two courses, 3 courses. So yeah,
So okay, so then you're graduating now.
I'm graduating now. Yeah,
Bro, we're gonna have to celebrate. When's your graduation date?
October 21st, I think. Like, bro, at home, people are like, finally, I could have done like medicine. I've been in uni for 7 years.
Did you find that it helped you, the degree, though?
Okay, so I've always been working. Like, I've worked from a young age. From that age, when I started joining uni, my dad was like, you know what, I'm going to start doing some business in Dubai. You have to run the workshop. I'm like, okay, I'm very familiar with the workshop. So he would travel and I would spend, USIU is nice, Monday to Thursday. And then after that, it's kind of chill.
Free.
Yeah, so I used to, like, the whole weekend I'm at the workshop and dealing with clients. And then I was in uni at the same time. And then they reached a point whereby even like school fees was becoming an issue. So I told my dad, it's okay, I'll handle it. So I started doing my own thing. I started doing MK videos. I started doing that, and that actually helped me go through uni. So my opinion about whether uni helps you in the future, I think that time you have to dedicate it into being in school because it teaches you to be a bit repetitive, to have order in your life. But the education part, a little bit, man. But real life is different. Even Nairobi is not what they teach you in Nairobi, especially. We're not living in America. We're not living in the UK.
Oh, I understand. I think for us here, having a degree is like having a visa. So it gives you access to travel. Gives you access to jobs. It's
I think also like a little bit of a backup. Tomorrow, if things go south, I think also we're young because we're lucky because we're allowed to express like our dreams and pursue our passions. That's not always successful for everyone.
100%.
Yeah.
I agree with you. The degree that I did and whatever field of education I pursued, it's completely different. It's the polar opposite from the line I'm working in.
I agree.
I'm working in IT and tech, and I've not studied it at all. And it's been a continuous learning process on the job. And I can say this, that whatever I learned in university has not really helped me. I think on the aspect of, like, people say uni will help you keep discipline and timing and this and that. To be honest,
it didn't, bro. It didn't. But I think it was more about like even you being able to be in the field that you're in and being able to pick stuff up as you go along.
Yeah.
I think there's something to do with uni that allows us to be a bit more open. I don't know if you compare us to the generation that doesn't go to uni. We're acceptable to change.
You see,
we're looking at the new thing. We're trying to upgrade. We're trying to rotate.
You're being part of a larger ecosystem. So what happens is it allows you to interact with different characters.
100%.
But mind you, the time you went to USIU, which you currently are, and the time I went is very different.
I agree.
We didn't have a gym. In fact, the gym was like as big as this room. Bro, there was like one coffee shop over there.
Yeah.
Mamas were like... Anyway, this thing will get cancelled, okay?
I know.
Bro, the first 3 years, bro, that place was dry.
Yeah.
Bro, it was so dry. Managed to eat lunch in the library alone.
I wish I could say the same. When I joined USIU, it was that time whereby like they were trying to control all the partying. You know what I'm saying?
Bro,
the life outside uni was getting a bit wild, so like the uni is trying to control it.
What's that place outside USA? Fifi's.
Fifi's.
Fifi's is there. Have you been to Fifi's? Don't take this guy. You lose him over there. You can see the exit from the entrance, but I know if I take you there, I'll lose you. This guy will go crazy. So, I mean, Fifi's was there. I remember that. We used to spend a lot of time. Then there was Mama Rosie's.
Yes, Mama Rosie's. And then like when I was there was like GBS. So like
GBS was which one?
So just a little bit ahead on that main road.
On the right.
Yes, there was a place where you could get like shisha for 300 shillings. I know shisha now is like a bit of a hot topic, but like that time it was 300 bob, bro.
It's illegal, by the way.
No, it's illegal in Nairobi now. Well, people are saying it's not, but like it's illegal when you smoke it and you get caught by a cop and you have to pay a bribe. Then it's illegal, I think.
I thought it was legalized in Mombasa or something.
That's why it was really bad. You didn't see the videos of guys being like attacked in those lounges there. Guys are with handers full.
So
running away.
Maybe we'll call them out over here. No, maybe not. We can bleep this. Make sure you bleep this. But is Malo Malo a safe place to go?
Like, bro, that place, they got their security under lock. Like, they're paying the people they need to pay. So when you do go there, even if you get caught, the owner bails you out. So that's kind of a good thing, right?
Somalis.
Yeah, I don't know. I think so.
But I think it's Somalis.
I think it's Somalis, bro.
You can't fuck with Somalis.
Because I heard
in
like
Kenya.
they pay the cops like a decent amount of money every month, every week, bro.
By the way, this is supposed to be a car podcast. We're talking about random. Yeah. Where were we, Kim, before you rudely interrupted? We were talking about uni, yeah?
Yeah, we were talking about how it was.
So 300 Bob Shisha.
Yeah,
The first time I was exposed to Shisha was Cafe Habibi.
yeah.
I'm not sure if you remember. They used to put
remember
the
it.
lemon, the pineapple or something.
I remember the place.
Um,
OG.
Bro, I mean, things have changed, man. I think your age, as you're 25 right now, yeah?
26.
When I was your age, there were like gyms. There were hardly any gyms. There was like one or two things to do. I mean, when I was in my teens, the only place to go for a date was Art Cafe.
Yeah.
There's nothing else.
Yeah.
I mean, so even with USIU, the same aspect, it was so dead.
Yeah.
And then I met a circle of friends, then it got more tolerable.
That's what also changed for me. At the beginning, I was a bit independent. Then I made my own clique, and yeah, like after that, it felt like it just flew.
My brother had to drag me out of USIU.
Yeah. And then my sister joined like 2 years later. And then I brought her into this and she's like, Kaamil, Kumbe, this is what you've been enjoying. I'm like, yeah.
So before people start shitting on us and asking, this is a car podcast, why are you not talking about cars?
Sorry.
So I want to understand, what was the first car you ever drove?
So first car was, so my dad has been, growing up, his specialty was Range Rover Classics. So you know the classic, the boxy
Yes.
V8 Range Rover. So that was, he had one at every like phase of my life. I was brought home in one of those. So we lived in the workshop. So from there, that was one of the, at about 11, we went camping, basically. You know Rhino Charge? So we used to build cars for Rhino Charge.
Really?
Yeah. So that now means that you have to go for the Rhino Charge and also service the vehicle in case there's any problem. So we'd go with the team, stay with all these big camps. And, Rhino Charge is kind of a big boy sport.
It is.
You know what I'm talking about? So we'd go and my dad was asleep. And I jumped into this Range Rover and I started driving it around the camp. And he woke up, he's like, what the hell? I'm like, it's okay, I'm understanding how to drive it. And
how old were you?
I was 11. I put
Jesus.
pillows on the chair and
Excuse me.
I learned how to put it in first and second. And the rest of the trip, he didn't drive. He's like, drive us around.
So that's how you learned how to drive.
Yeah. Obviously, I used to watch him. No one really taught me. I just
Yeah.
used to watch him, like when he drives.
Explain to me about Rhino Charge.
So Rhino Charge, I would say, is a very, very interesting sport. How it works is it's for the Rhino Arc. So the basic minimum you have to pay to participate is 1.5 million shillings. Minimum.
Fuck off.
Minimum. There are guys who raise 10 million, 15 million.
By the way, I hope mom doesn't. Mom must be like this Pakistani guy swearing in the room, yeah?
It's cool. So yeah,
Oh, yeah, you do, yeah?
it's a crazy sport. It's a crazy sport.
You tell me 1.5 million.
Minimum to enter. That's the amount you pay the Rhino Arc to enroll your car.
And how many teams enter?
It depends. So I think around right now it's really peaking. So around maybe 11, 12 teams.
Okay.
And the guy who raises the most last year was I think 45 million shillings. So it's kind of crazy, but it's a very, very interesting sport. So what they do is they don't release the location until a week before the event. 1 week. It's in the middle of nowhere, untouched land.
Okay.
No tracks. So they have a space that maybe it's 100 square kilometers
Kilometers, yeah.
or something like this space, and they put 11 checkpoints. So there's 1 point here, 1 point here, 1 point here, and your job is now the day you come for the event, the day before the event, there's scrutineering. Then you're given that geography like of where you're going to be racing and where the points are. So your job now starts beginning there. So you and your team have to come up with the shortest distance from each point to the other, which is straight. You know what I'm saying? You have to go one
But
point.
you can't go straight because
You
it's...
have to though. That's what's so beautiful about Rhino Charge. The cars are built to take anything. Because if we're gonna do one here to here, this is not a road. This is raw land. So you would have to take corners. There is also a path, but that path is very long. So how it works is the winner of the event is the one who's covered the shortest amount of distance.
Yeah.
So you have to be smart with your navigation first, meaning the night before the event, we have to sit down and figure out, okay, which route, which method is going to get us to the shortest amount of kilometers.
Okay.
And you attack it. So we used to do it a lot. You'll encounter like out of nowhere, there's a huge empty riverbed and you have to winch the car down through and up the riverbed like rocks, and it's insane.
So the cars, are you set by a certain criteria? Like your car should have this kind of engines, there should be this make, or
no, because like I said, what they're gonna go through is crazy. So guys go mad. Like we built for one Rhino Charge, we took a 80 series and we put Unimog diffs. So we put diffs over Unimog, and obviously we used the 24 valve over 80 series, but that's not powerful enough. Put a big turbo, intercooler, and it was crazy, man. Like this thing it fell off the flatbed on the way to the event. Like the car was on the flatbed and when they got into some corrugation, the thing was so big. It literally,
we'll probably put a picture of
I
it,
have
but
everything, so you'll see it.
So there's a lot of work that goes into it.
A lot
You
of
can have
R&D, a lot of development. You have to test the vehicles because don't forget, you're going in the middle of nowhere. If it goes and breaks down, this team has paid 1.5 to enter the event. You're the mechanic. They look at you when the car's not running and they're like, bro, so
what's going on.
yeah. So it should take a year.
So people spend a lot of money.
A lot of money.
Like, how much would you say you spent on that car?
So that car belonged to a very wealthy guy. He had a few coffee plantations, easily like 2.5 on the modifications. But we had another guy before that. We built a Range Rover Classic, and this dude actually had everything airlifted to the workshop, like crates of expensive shocks. Expensive. One tire is like 300,000. One shock is 500,000 shillings. So it's definitely a big boy sport. But
So do you win anything when you like? Is there prize money you win?
like a ticket, like depending on the sponsors, you'll win a trip here, a trip there. But that money is meant to go to Rhino Arc, which is to build fences for endangered rhinos and all. It's insane. Like 45 million shillings for one guy, and then also you win an award for the most money raised. So the most money raised also wins an award. So it's a very unique sport, man. Unless you experience it, it's crazy, my G. Because even like the camping fees. So even us being the builders of the car, when you're going for the event, the owner of the car is like, bro, you guys have to pay 350,000 for 3 nights. What? In a tent? Why? It's because it's by Abercrombie and Kent.
It's expensive.
Expensive sport.
They raise a lot of money though.
There is a lot of money, and I think a lot of money is
So
spent.
these
on
rhinos better will be well fucking protected.
I hope
with the
so.
amount they raise.
I don't hear any rhinos dying after this.
Oh yeah, seriously. Seriously. If they go, imagine they go extinct.
Yeah.
Whatever they've been doing with
No,
the money.
But I'll say one thing about it: it's a fantastic event. Like 3 days in the middle of nowhere, bro. You're not. There's nothing. You have to make your own toilets, everything, and it's raw. It's
Okay,
it's fun.
just clear. You lost me and make your own toilets.
Yeah.
Bro, I go through. I don't have, basically, let's just describe it as this. I suffer 12 to 14 hours a day. When you tell me take some time off, the basic amenities like toilet paper, running water, toilets, that appeals to me in a hotel room. So camping,
doesn't bumper you.
I mean, the thing is, I used to do it as a kid quite a lot.
Yeah.
And at that time, we used to go camping with my uncle. Hunting was legal at that time, so we used to go hunt kanga and stuff.
Same. Dig.
It's bro. It's just like, I went through it so much. When you force a kid into it,
I feel like you're
like every other weekend we were either going fishing or we're going hunting. I mean,
and also as the kid you become like the Nokrani. You're told to go and do this, go do that. You become like you're sent around all the time.
I mean, there's some beautiful memories. For sure. I won't give that away, but just camping right now, bro. even Masai Mara is a fast stretch for me, bro.
I'm going camping on Saturday. I love it, bro.
Where are you going?
I'm going on Museli. I like being in the bush. I like being away from everything that is structurally made, and I like being away from, like, I feel like the system, the matrix.
I guess maybe it depends on also who you go with, right?
Yeah, I agree.
So if you go with a bunch of friends that are into the same thing, then
definitely you don't go with a friend who doesn't want to help with the setup of the camp. Like the dudes are sitting there pitching the tent, like, bro, it can feel like work.
Yeah,
but definitely if people are into it, it can be fun.
So that basically your first car was within the atmosphere of the Rhino charge. And then what did you transition to as you sort of grew up?
So that was the first car I drove, and then at about 17, my dad gifted me a project car. Basically, I was into cars. I told you I've grown up in Range Rover Classics, so he gifted me a 2-door Range Rover Classic for my birthday. So it was quite nice, but it was rusted and it wasn't running. So it wasn't like a beauty, a show queen or something. And what I wanted to do with it was because I was young, I couldn't drive it, and I wasn't going to be able to afford the fuel anyway. So I said, let me make it into a race car. So what I did was I sold the body because the body was perfect, it was good, had an interior, and they have value. So I sold it, and I had an uncle selling a rally built Range Rover, but nothing had been done to it. It just had fiberglass parts to make it lighter. So I bought that from him, and we did like a bit of a trade. I gave him the body, he gave me that, and that's where my journey began. I learned how to weld, I learned how to grind.
How long did you spend on that car?
I spent about a year on it.
Jeez.
I removed the V8 that was inside, and I got a very nice TDI 300. But it was a bit special. It's called a Santana TDI 300. So
what's the difference with?
So a TDI 300 is a 2.3 liter diesel turbo, but this was a 2.8. They came only in the Brazilian market. So it was a special engine built by Land Rover for Land Rovers, but for the Brazilian market. So this client came to us. We have a workshop, and he's like, I want this diesel engine out of my car. I want a V8. So my dad was like, okay. Swapped up the engine, and that engine never sold. So when I saw it, I'm like, my dad's like, this thing is a bit special. Put it in the car. Did one event with it and I rolled it. I blew the engine.
What the fuck?
And the piston broke.
What happened?
I was coming down a hill. To my first event, I was young. I was panicking. There were girls everywhere. That's what I named my car Layla because there's a girl at that event who was so pretty. Her name was Layla. So I called my car Layla. Anyway, I was nervous and I was coming down this hill and my dad was screaming. He's like, yo, turn right because there's a rock. Now, I've already walked through the stage and I know what it's like, but I turned right and the car is on a hill. So I just toppled over. I rolled the car, kicked the windscreen out. My cousin was my navigator. The mother saw it and I was not allowed to talk to him after that.
I hope you're happy, Layla. This was caused by you.
It was
Wherever
caused
you
by
are.
Layla, so the car was called Layla after that. I rolled it and then we took it back to the workshop and as you can imagine, my dad ran down the hill. Mother chot, man. He was pissed like this dude, I just bought him a gift and he built it and he went and rolled it on the first event on the first section. So it was embarrassing, but after that, I took the car back to the workshop. We tried to rebuild it, but I told you it was a bit of a special engine.
Yeah.
So getting the parts was impossible. So now he was even more mad. He's like, you really messed up. So I got a deal on another engine.
Punjabi dads, bro, when they're mad.
Of course. And, in front of everybody, it's like, you did this, in front of everybody. The workshop name is on your car. This is what you're doing, It was not fun, but I learned a lot as well from that experience. I learned how to block out the noise, focus on the driving. And after that, I put a Hummer 6.2 liter V8 diesel in it.
Jesus Christ. So is that car still around? Did you sell it?
Well, after, like I said, I told you, like during uni times, things went a bit different financially. So we had to flog off a lot of the cool cars. And
Everyone has ups and downs.
of course,
in life, yeah?
it's part of life.
I mean, after all that, the thing I'm interested in, where's Layla?
Layla is in Malindi right now. My dad has closed up work. We had a very...
Not the car, the girl.
Oh, the girl! I never found her, bro. I thought I'll go after her. Maybe I'll win one section and I can go talk to her. But I rolled in front of her.
Right,
it was embarrassing. My dad scrammed at
Layla,
me
if
in
you're
front of
watching
everyone.
this, right, please write to us at CoffeePumpPodcast@gmail.com.
I tried following her on Instagram, but she didn't accept.
Fuck you. Right? We don't need you. Right? Back out. Forget Layla. We'll find someone. We'll Basanti or something. We'll name it something. So, okay. So then, one thing I admire about you is during uni, you were still working, you're still hustling, you're still grinding, right? How was the balance between those two?
So, obviously, like when that financial issue came along, it's beginning of COVID. So, the good thing was I started a car wash. So, I started a detailing business.
Really?
Yeah. So, that's when that was my first business.
So is it still there?
No, now I'm opening a workshop. So I did it a bit like, my dad had a little dead space in the workshop. It wasn't being used. So I'm like, Dad, I've come out of school. Let me generate income.
Yeah, exactly.
So he's like, okay, this space is here. So I just come out of a job. I got fired because of COVID. So I got my last salary, 80,000 shillings.
And where were you working?
I was working for a print press in industrial area. So obviously I was working in the museum a lot of my life, but then it reached this point where I wanted to be independent. So I got this 9 to 5. It was interesting, man, like working.
Also during the uni times as well.
Yeah, just before like I taken a sem break because I told you finances.
Yeah.
So I got this job. Job was good. I was there for about 6 months. Everything was going well. Then COVID came along. I'm working in a factory with 170 people. My dad was worried I'd bring it home and make my mom sick or something. So I left the job, got my last paycheck, and I told Dad, look, I can't sit now. I've gotten the taste of making some money.
You need to do
My
something.
muse was always a bit of those, those old school dads whereby even if you do bring work to the workshop, you live in my home. The roof is mine, no commission, no perks, apart from the car stuff, which was fun while it lasts. But also, as you get older,
You need a bit of that
some money,
spending.
you need to go out and do stuff. So, I started a car wash. I called it Tomorrow to Garage Detailing. And bro, this thing, like, it was the first time I started something with, like, on my own. So this 80K I got, I had a friend who had just shut down a petrol station. So he sold me all the vacuum cleaners, the pressure washers. Everything was kind of high end. So, they last. So he sold me everything at a good price. I bought it. The money I had remaining, I invested in paint and I painted up the place. It had one shutter. I put a few LED lights and I started. And we used to post pictures on my Instagram highlights. So on my story, and I made a highlight written detailing. Bro, 6 months in, I was doing like 150, 200,000 shillings from a car wash with one employee and me. Yeah. Just me and one employee. Oh. So I started like focusing on in-depth cleaning, like properly, like, you drive your car every day. Inside the logo in the center steering wheel, you don't want that dirt there. So I used to be very, very nitpicky.
My car right now, Jesus Christ, yeah.
And also, like a lot of beige cars, the interior would get stained. So I became really good at that. So yeah, I started working there. My dad wanted rent. So I told him, let's make a deal. Let me do all the finishing because he had a workshop. So all the cars after they're painted would come to my section. And I do like the polishing, the fitting, but also fitting with cleaning, so that you're returning everything better than it was before.
So with the detailing, it's like valet services.
Valet, exactly. It's
Okay.
that like if you're a perfectionist and your car is dirty, it'll bother you. You come to me, I give you a price. I had different packages, and and also I think it was more about my attention to detail is what people liked, because I look at the thing that somebody else would say that's hard to get to, let me leave it. I'd take brushes, a bunch of toothbrush. I had like starting, it was really ratchet. Then as I started getting better, I would
Get exposure.
order stuff, yeah.
So then, from that business, sort of what happened now? This is around COVID time.
Yeah, around COVID time. Just towards like now, towards the end of COVID, now the business started doing well. So it was doing good, but then my dad's lease ended, so we had to move. When we moved, the new location was not like so beneficial to this industry.
Where did you guys move?
We used to be in Karen, opposite the vice president's residence.
Really?
Karen Road.
That's waterfront, right?
Yeah, just before waterfront.
Yeah.
On the right hand side, we used to have a workshop there called Umar Auto Garage, just on the road.
Okay, so you go past waterfront.
Yeah.
Vice president's house on the right. You
Yeah.
keep going straight.
Yeah.
On the left.
Yes.
Okay,
So that's where we used to be, and then we moved to Langata Road. I think you know St. Austin's. Do you know St. Austin's?
Yes.
Yeah, Nairobi Academy.
Yes.
Opposite. So we moved there, but it was a bit inside, and now my dad really wanted like proper rent.
So Mzee was asking for 60K.
Yeah, so I could afford it, but then I reached a point I was like, I think also his rent was not like that much, so I thought he's being a bit. Anyway, it is what it is. I just said what, I don't think this is for me anymore. Let me focus on my degree. So it had been about almost a year since I opened the car wash. Then this all happened, everything shut down. And I thought, just leave it there. Just you keep doing your thing. Let me go back out there. And that's when now I got fully re-immersed in MK again. And also I decided at that time I don't want to work for somebody as much. As much as I was running my own thing, it was at his mercy. And I respect him and I appreciate all the chances I got. But I don't want to do that with anybody. I don't want to be anybody's mercy.
You want to be your own man.
Now I want to open my own workshop.
So now that's what you're working on currently, right?
Currently, I have a friend of mine who we decided to come together. And we got a good space on Kiambu Road. And yeah, we're building it from scratch.
Kembo Road is actually a pretty
Bro, it's flourishing.
pretty good area. There are a lot of car showrooms.
A lot of car showrooms, a lot of workshops. And I know a lot of people think it's not good to be around workshops when you are opening a workshop. But for my experience, it's a very nice environment. It's competitive. At the end of the day, it's up to the client, but at least you're in this space whereby everything's available, So definitely Kiambu Road, I'm right after AR. So I'll be basically the first workshop on that road, which is kind of nice. Yeah.
So AR on the right.
The first showroom after AR. It's an orange fence in there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, the traffic over there is insane, though.
Yeah, so obviously now, with what how I handle my social media stuff, I'm going to use that platform and I'll market myself.
So, okay, before we get to the social media aspect, what's this car show? What's the focus of the workshop that you're opening? What will you be doing?
My history is all paint. My dad was a very good painter, and we were known for our paint jobs. And I got into the detailing part, which is like the finishing of the car. So I kind of want to focus on that sector, meaning the end, meaning paint protection, resprays. You've seen people go and get a bumper painted and it's not matching the whole car. I want to assure that will not happen. So I want to focus on paint quality, affordable paint, and finishing. So paint protection,
cosmetics,
ceramic coating, accessories. Also to have an eye. I like contrasting colors, mixing good colors together. So have that eye to make your car look different, but without it looking riced up. So smart.
So will you be doing what these guys are doing, where they put the wraps over cars?
So wraps and all.
And I'm asking from a perspective of, as much as people are doing it, it doesn't appeal to me.
Yeah. So personally, I like the impact a wrap can give you. A lot of people nowadays have new cars, new money. It's easy to just wrap it and make it look even better than it did. But I like paint. And also when you look at the prices, bro, like
it's expensive.
It's expensive. So for me, I feel like if what is not under that paint, under that wrap, like not perfect, why are you wrapping the car?
Yeah.
And also to get the wrap perfect, they have to panel beat some panels. So sometimes you'll see some wraps with underneath the wrap there's primer. So if you're thinking about like protecting your car and give it the skin and underneath is not perfect, why are you bothering with the skin? So I'm more into paint. I love paint. Paint is durable. Paint is tried and tested. For how many years have cars been painted?
True, it stays there.
So it's all about the finish, the clear, protecting the lacquer.
Right.
And handling it correctly. So that's what I want to focus on. I want to look after beautiful cars. I want to maintain them. And also I'll do mechanical work. I'm very efficient with that. But my focus would be that.
So in terms of paint colors, can you do any color?
I mean, of course, there are different types of colors. You have your metallics. You have also Sadocryl, which is standard. It's one coat. There's no clear. Old cars like Datsuns and all the old cars did not have a clear coat. the paint you apply, you polish that and it shines.
Right.
So there's that. There's metallic paint. We have candy paint. We have, I don't know if you've seen.
Candy paint is like the
It's a
bright-
3-stage paint.
Okay.
So basically, your base coat is not. If you're painting a car red, your base coat will be like white or silver to give it depth. So when you look at that color, it's shifting.
So it's like the Ferrari candy red way it shines.
Not even a
yeah.
Ferrari. Have you seen these new Mazdas? These new Mazda CX-5s.
Yes.
They have this sexy red that they come in.
Yes.
So that's a paint that has depth. From some angles, it's a bit dark. When the sun hits it, it's really bright.
Right. So what you mean is it just doesn't look like one particular red.
doesn't
but
look like a flat
depends on where it is. Okay. Compared to all cars. So you'll be doing all that stuff, right?
All sorts of custom paint jobs. Also, when I do a respray, I want to be able to pull out the engine, paint everywhere. I want it to be factory finish. And as much as I don't want to be as expensive as everyone else, but what my trade-off will be my attention to detail. Yeah. I don't want cars out here that I'm not happy about.
Yeah.
I don't want to take your money and make you upset. And you know how this market is. Everyone's willing to talk bad about somebody else because it's true. People do mess up. But that's when you make the money more important than your business.
Yeah.
What people don't understand is in Nairobi, we're with these same people till we die. So, I mean, if you're not going anywhere.
It's a small place.
Yeah. If you're going to do bad work and you're going to let it slide, it's going to follow you. So my goal is to have a good reputation and work with people and give them my best. And I think it'll be enough.
Will you be doing, because you started off with detailing and car washing, will you be adding that as well?
Yes, for sure. Because
Bro, I'm going to bring my goodies to you then.
Please.
Seriously.
If you have any crazy stains or you want it to just look brand new.
If you take a UV light in my car, goddamn.
I have that, that suction, that pump. I'll get it clean, my brother. Don't worry.
Kim, and you're the one who always sits at the back.
Wait. Kim, I'm sorry.
So now you talked about, if you'll allow us to touch base on the social media aspect.
Yeah.
Using your social media to boost customers to your business.
Yeah.
Let's circle back to how you started on social media, because that first video you did, I watched it. First of all, you're very confident.
Thank you.
You're a 17-year-old, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't come easily.
Yeah.
Most people stutter. I mean, I've had people sit on this and you're very natural at it.
Thank you so much, man. You too. You're brilliant. You conduct yourself so professionally. I appreciate being here as well.
Outside of this, I'm a nugu. This is all of a sudden.
It's okay. At least over here we look nice.
So, talk to me about the social media stuff you've been doing.
Yeah.
Because you were studying,
Yeah.
you were working at the same time,
Yeah.
but also I noticed on Instagram you were doing a lot of car shows where you would go and interview people and talk about cars. Before all these fuckers were doing it. By the way, I love all you guys.
I feel you. No, and that's actually why I started doing that. I wanted to bring this, like the international look, the way people talk. It has to be about the cars.
So how did it start? Like what prompted you to do that?
Yeah. So like I showed you now, after that whole like detailing business kind of phased out, the beginning was this video. The 17-year-old, I'll show you guys on YouTube, it's there.
Yeah, we'll link it as well.
Yeah, so that video was the beginning. And then after that, I worked with this company called Motorsports Kenya, who are one of the biggest car pages in Kenya right now. So now through that platform, you can push content to a crowd that is willing to receive that content. And it's local and it's organic. So I really went to them. So after that, I became really close to them. Okay, we started doing drives. So, like these long distance drives. And then we started doing the YouTube stuff. So after that video, people realized that the host of that video couldn't keep up with me. So the page approached me and was like, yo, check, we want to work with you like internally. So we did a few videos with them. And then, like I said, life just happened. I joined uni after that. Things went a bit crazy.
The initial, sorry to cut you short. The initial videos, were you getting paid for doing them?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
At the beginning, we were all young.
You're doing it for passion.
And even the guys who were running the page, we were all young. We just loved cars. And the fact that they even came with cameras to shoot me, I felt quite good. So we worked together. We did a few videos. And then, like I said, it fizzled out because life came in the way. I was in uni. You're dealing with life, you're dealing with family, you're dealing with new stuff that you need to achieve. And if it's not bringing in money, you don't kind of look at it. So I put it to the side and I started doing my uni stuff. Then after I closed down the car wash, I did this. I had gone for WRC. You know WRC?
Yes.
So
this was in 2021, right?
Yeah, 2021. So I was doing this. We had gone with a bunch of friends and we were making fun. Like the way the rally car passes. So we had got on a nice camping spot and I was like, yeah, look, the road passes right here. Like, the cars passing. And then the video kind of went a bit crazy.
I think I saw that.
Yeah. The video.
Did you go with Kunain and them?
Yeah. Those are my boys.
You know Coco?
Coco is my brother. Coco the man.
Coco is the only guy I know who hasn't subscribed to my channel.
Don't worry. Coco is my G. So actually, my circle of friends has made me who I am today. The people I surround myself with, the boys that I hang out with, they've really, really come together. And like I've told you, like, whatever happens, they're my G's, they're with me, and
They push you and support you.
definitely.
So, okay.
So that video went crazy, and MK messaged me and they're like, bro, we need you back. We need you back on the page. And I'm like, bro, I'm down, but we need to like write a contract and we need to do it professionally.
Yes.
They're like, we're down for that. So that was the beginning of MK. And obviously, I'm passionate about cars. Like, that's not a worry for me. But I just needed it to make sense for me.
Correct.
So
Because you're
MK helped
investing
me
time.
finish my university. So I'm very grateful for that platform.
Yeah.
For all the people I got to meet.
And do you think the work you're doing on social media exposed your brand to another level?
Yeah, like, bro, like the lady, the kiosk next to my house, I just recently moved to Parklands.
Yeah.
The other day I went to buy some stuff and she's like, Sunset GT. And I like, it's really cool that people actually click and recognize. And yeah, man, I'm very honored. I'm very grateful. And yeah,
So I think you're one of the first guys to start off this whole wave of social media car reels.
yeah,
There's a guy called Vish who recently posted a video.
I know that guy.
Yeah, the fucker got. Yeah, I'm trying to get at least 10,000 views. The guy got 1.2 million views. 1.2?
It's the one with that classic.
Wait. How many?
13
Not
million?
1.2, 13 million.
Which video is that? The one with the green? The Subaru. Oh, nice. Yeah,
Highest like and view adoption.
13 million views.
Bro, people like.
He doesn't even like cars.
Bro, people love looking at cars. It's crazy.
Can you believe that? Guys that like cars are struggling to get past 10K. This guy hates cars. He gets 13 million views. How fucked up is that?
No, but I think it was Vish's work. is fantastic.
I know George has the title Real Daddy, but George, see, we just give it to him kidogo.
No, Vish's work is
temporarily.
Vish's work, his angles, the way it looks fluid. It's brilliant.
So I will say he did set the precedence for those kind of.
I was very honored when I got to do my first reel with him. I did it not long ago. We did an event called Beat Bazaar, and then I got to work with him.
Yes.
And actually, man, it was so funny because we shot 1 or 2 videos, and it was just so smooth. He's like, bro, I love this, and
So-
that's what led to this.
As someone sitting on the outside, there are a couple of things. I appreciate the fact that the car culture in Kenya is so encouraging for people who do things with reels, spreading the content, and people just chew into that stuff. So it's growing quite considerably. And there are a lot of people that have grown from the brand. Lukman.
Yes.
I mean, Lukman is probably the most well-known car guy.
Lukman's top of the table right now. Lukman's doing amazing. His content
And
is good.
George as well.
Yes,
George has come.
of course.
On the flip side, there's a more, I'd say, more journalistic type, Earl Karanja.
Karanja, and you have people like Conversations,
So-
pumping content
Yes.
on YouTube. And Earl is a legend.
Yeah.
I think Earl is also like, he has that international aspect as well because he
Have
gets.
you? I mean, he's been traveling to Europe and the stuff. You've seen the cars he's been
Goodwood
posting.
Festival of Speed,
Yeah.
to be able to cover that. Bro, people in Kenya didn't know about that thing till he posted.
So here's what else. Okay, I'll get to the difference between, again, sitting from an external perspective. If you look at the stuff Lukman and them are doing, right? It's absorbable content. It's
fun.
It's fun. It's something that people can tap into. It's
Yeah.
lighthearted. It's not meant to offend
Yes.
anyone, right? And that sort of worked for them. And then you look at Earl. Earl is more journalistic storyteller, which again is amazing. So I'm seeing a lot more people put a lot more effort into both those sides of realms.
Yeah.
Now I think with Calvin as well, the old school guys are doing all that work.
Yeah.
So all these guys are hyper connected, and all these guys talk positively about each other.
Yes.
But to me, they all talk shit about each other. So why is that?
I don't know,
I
man.
mean, the thing is, bro, I'm telling you, guys will say this Jama is amazing. This guy, this
Yeah.
they're working, they're doing reels.
Yeah.
On the back end, this guy's telling this mother chod, this. Why is it that way?
No,
why,
bro.
why is it so toxic?
Bro, I've been experiencing that. Like, I try to live my life not trying to touch anybody the wrong way. I try to be honest.
And I become the therapist because they're like, this guy,
I know.
let's talk to him.
I think, like I said, Nairobi is small. When you're in this space, people feel like they can't compete with one another. It's healthy to have competition, but an easy way sometimes is maybe to put another person down and to make yourself better than them so that you can have the hype. I don't think it works like that, but people are funny, my G. And I think also at the end of the day, I think everyone has to have their niche. Accept your niche and run with it. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
We can't do everything. Not everyone can do everything.
Yeah. You can't be a jack of all trades and a master
Master
of
of
none.
none.
So, do you have guys that talk shit about you?
Of course, bro. The moment like
Let's shout them out over here.
bro.
Let's start.
Bro, let them talk.
Let's make Coffee Pump the what do you call that? the Chai Pani Chronicles. Yeah.
Come get all your dirty.
Come get all your dirty. So people actually talk shit.
People have, you see, like from the small scale, it's like when you can post a video and somebody's going to sit there and say, oh, this is wrong, your facts are wrong, to the bigger picture whereby people are actually hindering future jobs, future prospects. There's that entire range. Bro, me, I'm out here to say that I come in peace. I love cars. I like engines. I like people. If you're not a nice person, I don't want to like you. To be honest, you stay away.
You stay away.
But if you're willing to work together, let's have good conversations and lead to different things. Like I said, Nairobi is small and we're here forever.
Yeah.
We might as well work together.
Yeah.
It's not like, there's what people don't get in Nairobi with the way the cars are imported. There's a certain year whereby you can't import these cars anymore. So if you have something unique, something special, be approachable. You could have the one of one in Kenya, So I think people lose that.
So if we're talking about car garages in Kenya, maybe we could segue.
Yeah.
Which car garage would you say are the best? Like if you want unique cars,
Yeah.
give me the top 3 car garages in Kenya.
That's crazy. So
Executive World is number 1, eh?
Executive world. Like for me, I think it's different. So you have guys who are special in different things. I know Screaming Motors is fantastic with the 2J platform. They're making cars push crazy horsepower. That's one angle of builds.
Those guys are crazy, bro.
Exactly.
Crazy.
It's crazy. And then you have another workshop like IPP. Their paint job is fantastic.
IPP is who?
Import Performance Parts. Usama.
Is that Akash?
No, it's the one where Lukman does all his videos. That workshop.
Oh, the one where they're building George.
Yes.
Is it a GC8?
Yeah, even Lukman's car gets done there.
What's going on? Do you have behind the scenes information of George's car?
I don't know the color yet. I have no idea the color yet.
Tell me the color. I know you know it.
I don't know. That's the thing. I let everyone just do their thing and then get excited when it comes out. So, but for me, I would say like the person I look up to most is my dad, man. Like our workshop, we built unique stuff. Umar Auto Garage we would change engines, we would change the way our car looks. And that's, I think, something that people are losing a little bit, like finessed, thought through proper builds that are unique and adaptive to different people. Like my dad was one of the first guys to create a body kit, like a custom car that we sold many times. So he showed you that Range Rover Classic we built. We built 4 of them. 1 went to Uganda, 1 went to Tanzania, and 2 were in Kenya. So the fact that he could package it and sell it at 2.5 million shillings those days, I was impressed, and people are paying for like all the modifications to get done. So that's my style.
So what about guys that sell, not built, but bought type cars? What car garage would you say? No, not maybe car showroom. Which guys are the top 3?
Okay, so I mean, Kushi is doing very well. Kushi Motors have amazing cars.
Kushi Motors is who?
Kushi Motors, they used to be in Mombasa, but they've just come on the scene in Nairobi now. They're the ones who brought the Rolls Royce. They brought a Rolls Royce, a blue one that I did.
Is that the one with the Lambo?
Yeah, they brought the Urus, the yellow Urus.
Yes.
They brought that as well. So
how much is that car going for?
I think don't hold me against it. I think about 40 to 50 million.
See, just imagine that, bro.
Don't tell people what we have parked in the driveway. We've come with simple cars, So to fathom it is crazy.
Picture that. The guys in Kenya that can drop 40, 50 million bob on one car and not think twice about it.
It's crazy, bro.
Do you have those ambitions that you want to be that
For
guy?
sure. I mean, I wanna look. Everyone has goals to be. You see, here even in Kenya, everything's a bit more premium for us.
Yeah.
So for us to even get that car, by the time you put the duty on it, it's way more. But obviously, we have those ambitions. But for me, I find I love taking something a little bit old, something a bit left out and not loved, and putting my own twist in it and making it look
making it yours. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's my angle.
So we've got Kushi Motors. Which other guys are there?
So this Kushi executive is bringing really high-end vehicles as well. You gotta. So
executives are guys.
Executives.
So we have to shout them out.
Yeah, Lazima. And which other place can we talk about? I know Valley Road Motors also brings very good cars. Brian Nana. Yeah, he also has a few high-end vehicles.
I think it was RNN.
Let's not forget RNN. Yeah, RNN. They have their showroom is beautiful.
Yeah.
They have a freaking Aston Martin SUV.
Very, very. I think Lukman and them also did a video.
And they even have really cool classic cars. Like the other day I went there and they have a Citroen DS. If you know anything about the Citroen DS, it was a revolution in the car industry because it was one of the first cars to have hydraulic suspension. Meaning when you have a flat tire, it literally lifts the wheel up and you can drive on 3 wheels. So they had one of those in pristine condition. And I was there and there was Lamborghinis and there was Aston Martins and I couldn't stop staring at that thing, man. It was a beautiful concourse.
People are buying these cars.
Huh?
People are buying these cars.
People are buying these cars, man. I mean, if you're willing to create something and put your fair price on it and be patient, you see, they have the luxury of being patient. I think these people have money, so they buy these cars and then they wait.
Yeah.
That car could cost them 60 million shillings and could sit on the yard for 6 months. You know what I'm saying? But when it goes, it goes. And also, I think they do a lot of inside trading within other showrooms. So everyone has their own clientele.
Right.
This guy will know somebody who's rich somewhere. So I'll hold the car for a bit. If it doesn't go, let me give it to my buddy here. Maybe he'll sell it.
Do you know, guys, because you are exposed to the car scene, Do you know guys who own a crazy number of cars? Just like
Yes, there are a lot of guys out here who
maybe
actually have
undercover.
undercover. Everyone's undercover. Like I don't wanna like spoil for anybody, but there's this one guy. I don't know if you know him. Unity Auto Garage. He owns a Unity Auto Garage.
Yes.
Bro, he has a bunch of like legendary GDM cars. I'm talking about Supras, GTRs, like some unique cars, but they're all like kept under wraps. And then once in a while, he removes one or two. There are also guys that I'm hearing in Kenya with like luxury, like supercar kind of collections that are underground. I don't know if the other day you saw there was like a Porsche 911 Dakar that came.
Yes, I heard of that.
Yeah. So apparently, what I heard is that guy is actually a big collector. So he has multiple luxury SUVs and sports cars, supercars.
One day, bro.
One day, inshallah. I mean,
inshallah,
I think we have to find our niche, without doing anything sketchy.
So there was also a red Porsche. There was a GT3.
Yeah. That car is stunning. It's a GT3 RS. What a machine, man. Yeah.
This guy shot it.
He shot it at Porsche Auto Body, and I mean, fair enough. It was being worked there. Like those guys are fantastic. If we're talking about workshops that do really clean work, Porsche Auto Body for me is one of the their work is fantastic.
Really good.
You have a lot of other people. There's also a workshop called Magnet. I don't know if you know it in Parklands. So my sister is the manager of that place.
Okay.
Yeah. So
That's a
we're
good
all in the
place.
car scene.
That's a very
All
good
in
place. The
car
best
scene,
place.
Yeah. So she does really good paint jobs and stuff.
Okay.
There are a lot of guys out here really doing good work. But I want to stand out. You want to do something that people
You do
haven't
something
seen.
that goes different, bro. I'm gonna bring. So is the place open? Your place?
No, I'm constructing it right now.
Okay.
I've completed the offices. I've completed the floor. Inshallah, by December, I'll be up and ready. So now I'm just getting
Well,
the word out there.
I'll be your first customer.
Thank you, my brother. I'll share all the progress and you'll see.
Kuja Safi, I was telling this guy, akiweka UV light in the car.
The back.
Yeah.
No.
We'll just make it look factory, brand new, will it? That I'll do.
Put Kim in the fucking boot. So, bro,
Yes.
you're supposed to say controversial stuff. We had all this controversial thing.
Look, I have one philosophy, and I think I'm gonna run with it for the rest of of my life. I have no issue with anybody. People have issues with me. Call me, man. Let's have a conversation. Don't be funny and behind the scenes. There's some people in life you cannot work with. You learn it when you experience it with them. But I don't think it should end like that. Let's be mature. Let's deal with stuff. If there's a problem, you have my number. Call me. My number is not hard to find. Just call me.
Yeah.
And I wish everyone the best. If you're gonna move funny, you move funny on your own. Like, may peace be with you, man. You know what I'm saying? And also, we have a long way to go. I don't know. Piss anybody off.
I'm just trying to go viral on TikTok.
I know.
So the other thing, I think the first time I saw your work was also at Tuna Fest.
Yeah.
Last year.
Okay.
You were there, right? I think we briefly. I'm not sure if we met.
No,
We didn't.
Tuna Fest is actually Lukman's kind of event. But I went
Were
for
you-
the last
were-
one.
were you the-
I was with Coco.
So yes. So my question was, don't you think there are too many car shows?
Look,
Bro, no,
I agree.
like come from this. Like, so you had Tuna Fest, and then you had, I think, Sunset GT, and then I think Calvin then did something at Adams Arcade. And every time you see this, the attendance gets less and less and less.
it's because
Is it because it's too diluted?
And you see, also we're all sharing the same cars. Not in a bad way.
the
These
same-
cars have all been seen, but I think also actually you talked about that event at Adams. That my friend actually threw it, and he added the aspect of drifting, which I think confused people a bit. Which is really cool to have a car show with the drifting.
Oh, there was drifting.
There was drifted. But like you said, I think it is becoming populated because the same cars are going everywhere. So MK were one of the first, like Motorsports Kenya. We really ran with that concept. Our last event, not this one, we had one in Carnival like a month ago. But before that, we had one at Garden City. We had like 8,000 attendees. We
Jesus
shut
Christ.
down the mall. Like,
So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the people are attending it.
I think also it's a matter of the location, the timing, it's in holidays. And I don't think we need so many car shows, but you see, everyone, like I said, Nairobi is a funny space, bro. You do something and then everybody wants to do it and top you. They're not doing it for themselves, they're doing it to top you.
Yeah, because couldn't you just have like one big event?
I mean, there is. I don't know if you know the Concours d'Elegance.
Yeah, I've never been for
Bro,
that.
let's do this. We should go for that event.
It's good?
It's in September. What an event. That is the creme de la creme of car shows. It's held at the Gong Racecourse.
Yes.
It's a premium event. The cars are parked on the grass and they're judged. It's not just a car show. So there's a ramp they've built so the car goes on top. The judges check underneath. They check the engine bay. So it's a
So it's
very
proper.
Yeah, we used to build a lot of cars for Concours.
Yeah.
And bro, like we would lose first place because of an oil stain.
Really?
An oil stain. Like we had built this MG. I'll drop you some pictures. You can overlay it. We built this MGB GT, beautiful vehicle. My dad had made like a custom wide body on it. We put a Range Rover V's in it, and we came second because of the brake master cylinder was dripping oil, was dripping fluid. We
So
came
they're very
second.
precise.
Very precise.
That happens every year, right?
Yeah, and bro, when you go for that event, those guys don't bring their cars for car shows, man. You'll be surprised. There's guys there with a classic 2002 BMW, and that thing has like 4,000 kilometers because it just goes for the show and back. But it's pristine, bro, original, and I think that's another nice aspect. So I think the car shows should find their niche, whether it's modern cars, whether it's showrooms with luxury modern vehicles.
Classic cars, you
modern-
can't really sell them here, though, right? I mean,
I mean,
because
there is a market.
because of the again, there's a certain amount of years in
You
which
can't
you
have
can
those
bring the
cars
car.
again.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'll show you. I'll also drop you some other pictures. There's this car we found. It was in Mombasa. We'd gone for a holiday. So we kicked the ball across taken a villa, kicked the ball over the fence. So we went to this old lady's house by the beach and got the ball back. And my dad started talking to her, and she had a beautiful W108 Mercedes-Benz 1970s car parked in the garage. Husband died. Car had been sitting there. So we bought it for about 1.2. For about 800,000 we bought the car, brought it to the workshop. It was original, so we painted it, we did ceramic coating. This made it look shiny. 2.3 million shillings flipped. So there is a market, but it also cars with numbered.
You tell me, what's one classic car you'd buy?
My dream car,
Yeah.
it's a W126. You know that generation of Mercedes Benz.
Yes.
So this is called the 560 SEC.
W126 560
SEC AMG. So this was the beginning of
SEC.
SEC. So it's a two-door W126, and it's the beginning of AMG. This was before AMG was purchased by Mercedes. This is when AMG was a tuning house. This one. So the
Yes.
one I like, just put AMG there. Just put AMG after that SEC. It changes the way the car is. This was the beginning. Like they were just rebels in the industry.
That's nice.
Had
That's
a 5.78 V8.
that's sexy,
Had
bro.
400 horsepower for a car from that day. And AMG wasn't the brand attached to Mercedes. They were rebels. They were
If you get this, what will you call it? Mona Lisa.
Mona Lisa is taken. I'll find like a nice Arabic name or a Punjabi name to name her.
Sheila ki Jawani. You know, you got a name over there. It's a gorgeous car,
Yeah,
bro.
really beautiful. It has a muscle car look to it. It's wide. It's aggressive.
Very, very different, eh?
And I like the pillarless look. So when you open the windows, there's no pillar. It's pretty mafia. Gives me Russian vibes. You know, Russian gangster vibes.
So give me this. If I were to tell you 3 cars for the rest of your life,
Yeah.
what would your garage look like?
So, I mean, I love this car because I've actually got to experience it a few times in my life. My dad had one when we were really young and it was sold abroad. So, really amazing car. So, the 560 SEC AMG is number 1 on my classic car and 3-car garage. Number 2, this is a very hard question you've asked me, bro. I love so many cars, but let's be smart. Let's say 1 classic car, 1 supercar, and 1 daily.
Yeah.
I love Range Rovers, so I'm gonna go for like the daddy. I'll go for a 2022 Range Rover Vogue. Maybe
Yes.
a long wheelbase.
That's a good
something
car.
nice, something I can carry everyone in.
What colour?
chill in. I like this. I like that olive green that they do them in.
Yeah, the army green type.
That army green, but they
Yeah.
have like a metallic version that's a bit dulled out and a bit. I don't know. It has. It gives me olive vibes. I like that one.
Basically, it's gonna be in your garage, so you can get me one out there.
I have a workshop, so I think when you're a mechanic,
The right owner.
When,
He
when
wants-
you're a mechanic and you own a Range Rover, no one can say shit because you're
Correct.
gonna fix it.
Correct.
And you'll not let them know that you fixed it. Because
Yeah.
you'll go to work, you get it fixed, and you go home. And then let's say like one ultimate fast, kind of one of those unreachable cars, maybe.
Yeah.
I like the Aston Martin Valor. Like for me, that's one of my current favorite cars. I don't know if you've seen it. It's an Aston Martin that looks like a Mustang. I don't know. It gives me different vibes. So that will be my 3-car garage.
That's not bad. That's not a bad
So I'll
choice.
have a Benz, a Range Rover, and an Aston Martin.
Kim, what would you have?
Audi.
Which one?
Audi.
Which Audi? Any Audi.
You see, Audi people, you should be scared of them because it's the badge that attracts them. Mama.
Okay, that's so the
A5,
Yeah.
nice.
and then which other one would you have?
Toyota Crown.
Daily.
Basically, the ones I've shot in.
Oh, the new one, yeah? Nice.
Wait, no,
And the last one is Subaru.
Wait, did you just
Sarah, not
did you just say Toyota Crown?
Toyota Crown.
you can say Lambo, Ferrari. You
Let it be even
Wait,
things that you have not seen.
Me, I'm a genie
wild.
over here. I'm a genie.
Yeah, 3. Your last
Oh,
one.
okay, wait, Kim, I'm a genie granting your wishes. and I ask you which car you want to use in Toyota Crown. Unaribu, bro. So okay, you said Audi A5,
Yeah.
Toyota Crown.
Don't charge it.
Not
Okay,
bad.
nice. American muscle.
Yeah.
I like that.
I'm going to ask you a question.
Yes.
You are only allowed to pick one 4x4, and you can take any car from that line. Land Cruisers, Range Rovers.
Okay. You're putting me in another spot. Okay,
Answer.
I love Range Rovers. Okay, I've grown up around Range Rovers, but if I was to buy the car and I'm supposed to maintain it, look after it, and it's supposed to take me places, I'm gonna take a Land Cruiser, my bro. I'm sorry. Let's be real here.
So there's an ad I saw by Toyota.
Let's be real here.
We'll post it up over here. I'm going to show it to you. Let me know what you think.
The original search engine.
How dope is that?
Amazing.
The original search engine. That is such a sick ad.
Bro, do you know there's some engines in the cruisers that can, even when you're, like the other day I had a friend who bought a 100 series.
Yeah.
She bought it kind of expensive. You know, 100 series, they really fetch a really premium
100
price.
series are just sexy, you know?
And she bought one petrol one. It had 200,000 kilometers. She paid 3 million for it. Bro, that thing can give you 500,000-600,000 kilometers clean. So even when you're buying it, like the mindset is totally different on a cruiser. They have a different niche, a different market. You understand them differently than a normal car.
You know, one car that I would love to have that's very rare to get is a 60 series Land Cruiser.
Yeah.
The old box shape. The
So
gorgeous
we used to
cars.
build a lot of those, but you see the problem with the 60 is it's leaf spring. So you're sitting there, it's hard. So what we realized was the 80 series chassis fits under the,
It does, yeah?
but you have to cut it. You have to shorten the chassis by about 4 inches for it to fit. So we used to do those modifications at the workshop, and we'd put a 2UZ, a 100 series V8 in it.
So this type of car.
This shape, yeah. The 60 series is iconic.
So you see,
But
like
like I
this.
told you, it's leaf sprung in the back. So we used to put 80 series chassis, make it oil cold sprung, and they're monsters, bro.
You know, leaf spring, the first time I was exposed to it when I went for delivery and I drove those Mitsubishi Canters. Fucking
They're
hell,
called
bro.
craters. What do they call
Bro, ding, 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 ding. That thing is
Backbreaking.
bro, is so I don't know why people would put leaf springs, man.
You know, it was more for like load. You know, they take load better than a shock. You know, a shock will compress, but the leaf spring doesn't really collapse.
What are your thoughts on the new product? I love it.
I
yeah,
love
the
it.
new product.
Bro, I'm going to tell you something here that people,
such a sexy
guys
car.
are talking bad about that car, but let's compare it. I know this will be funny, but to a 200 series, a 300 series, the proportions work on a Prado.
It does.
It's boxy. It looks good. I like the one with the straight lights, not the round light. It looks smart, and I think.
I see on the road.
And bro, if you look at the way a Prado has its niche in aero, you know, people, Prado is your regular thing. I think now it's the right regular thing now to have because it looks good, it's spacious inside, and now they've gone down to I think a 4-cylinder turbo engine in it, so it's efficient. I think. It's nice.
Sorry, you know you're delaying my date, so I'm telling you I'm going to be late. 'Cause I'm
I have to
not-
relax. The stories here are a lot.
leave me alone. We're talking about cars.
See you later.
By the way, if she sees this, she'll kill me. It's not a girl. I'm messaging someone. Sorry. I'm single.
I didn't know about this.
Hey, bro, just still stuck at work. We're asking questions. Keep the podcast rolling, so I don't get in trouble.
I think I've talked a lot, so let me take a breather. Let me drink some Red Bull.
Here's another one: Red Bull or Monster?
Red Bull till I die.
Why?
I don't know, man. I like Red Bull.
Do you like Red Bull?
Bro, this can is too huge, my G.
Okay, so you see, the thing is,
If there was a smaller monster,
I'm used to holding big things like this.
I think I'm gonna go home.
Sasa, okay, I understand. It's familiar to you, yeah?
Yeah, I like Red Bull. And it's familiar to me. You know what? You say what you want to say. For groundwater, najua.
For ground, we to be different. Okay, but Monster, genuinely, I prefer this because it has. Okay, so this flavor is okay.
Yeah,
I'll prefer.
I know you like the white one, yeah.
The white one's not bad.
Yeah.
The yellow one I tried was actually pretty good.
Is it
Ultra.
the one after that bike guy?
Then there's that one Mucho Loco or something. The
That
blue,
one
the,
has
the,
mango in it. I don't know.
the blue one. Have you tried that?
No.
Bro, it's so good. I swear to God, it's so
I feel
good.
like the flavors are too complex in Monster, bro. What does it taste like?
Chal, try. You've come on the podcast, you can. Theek hai, it's okay.
It's nice. It's fresh.
This is my Toyota Crown choice.
Your basic choice.
This is my basic choice, yeah. Speaking of car choices,
Yeah.
bro, can you find me an R34 to do a reel with?
R34.
Yeah.
I think there's only one. There's a blue one I know in Nairobi, but actually the other day I'd gone to see a friend and he had a R32 GTR like under a shed and he wants to sell it. So
How
the
much-
car's out here, man.
How much is looking to sell it for?
I was even scared to ask him. I don't know. Let me. You get yourself ready to sell it first, because you know these guys, they want to sell stuff, but the prices they want aren't realistic.
Shall we see the price of an R34?
Yeah, R34s are what, like 200K, and I mean, you know, when you talk about the Noor Spec 2, like the special editions with that jade color, you're talking about $500,000-$600,000, man. That's super car. That's hypercar money.
£280,000.
Yeah.
Not much.
And you know, in America, they currently opened that you can import because it's 25 years and older. So apparently,
Why can't we do that over here,
I
bro?
don't know, man. You know, guys here, they don't want old cars coming in, and I think maybe they feel people will abuse it. You know, go buy cheap cars from abroad that actually aren't going to be helpful, and they don't.
So, you know, the
function.
thing is, the sad thing is you can't, even if you could afford it, you can't bring this car here.
Yeah, you can't.
Unless you do some Magendo through South Sudan.
Yeah, or
And
you
then-
bring it in as a demo car or on transit, but then you can't actually register it.
Is this some way to get around that?
I mean, unless the car is a motorsports vehicle, like if you're going to only race it, then you can bring it in.
No,
and-
obviously. If you have an R34,
You wanna drive it.
Is there a way to get
They are ways, but they're a bit.
to say,
unique.
man,
No.
no one watches this
Okay,
podcast.
so
we have like 100 subscribers, bro.
So I'll be honest with you. So a little while ago, I know that guys used to bring cars on transit, meaning they would say the car is coming to Kenya and then going to Uganda or going to Tanzania, and then from the port it disappears. The car goes black, no one knows where it is, and then you buy the same car, maybe accident, put the plates on it, and boom. And then you do something called a tape lift. So that logbook you had, you put the chassis number that's on this car that you brought in. So it's called a tape lift. So now your logbook looks legit, and you've maybe taken a car off the road already, so that registration exists, and you're driving the new version of what you bought that was crap, you know. So
Fish, did you give me your 3 cars? What are your 3 cars?
RS7.
That's the one you tested.
No, Audi RS7.
Audi RS7.
Did you do a reel for it?
RS7.
Yeah.
If you want to shoot a RS7, I know a very nice one.
But the new ones, 2021. 19.
No, this is
That's-
a 2019. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so RS7, which one else?
More of a bike guy.
Yeah. Which bike?
H2.
H2.
Harley Davidson.
Oh yeah, I remember the Harley. Yeah, nice.
So do you know a guy who can give us bikes
Bikes.
to do reels as well?
We can organize. We can organize. There's no problem. That's my work, man. We're gonna with MK and everything. My job is to deal with the people with the cars.
Now he started a business, yeah? Like any car you want for
Yeah. So if you wanna shoot
What,
a video,
what do you mean?
so I started like a little gig on the side. I because of the car shows, a lot of people like reach out to me like, "Yo, we want a cool car," and I know all the people with the cool cars. And you know, sometimes it's not a show. This is for you're spending money developing a video or something. So I offer you. Even Mona Lisa is there. She's available. Lukman told me, "Yo, if you ever want the C63 for a show or like not for but for a shoot, feel free. It's 35K per day." So yeah. But bro, people, if you're willing to, if you're gonna develop a whole video,
So let's say like bikes though. For example, which was the bike we were looking for? Like, so we're looking for cafe races.
now they can see me.
Kim, man. Imagine you're shooting a whole movie
I
in the
think he's died. Is that a long day, Amma?
This is Kim. We'll shoot an entire YouTube video. When you open the video, it's a selfie. All 25 minutes.
I won't tell people what was happening before this podcast began. It'll be nice.
So, bro, cafe races.
Yeah.
Do you know anyone with that?
Yeah, there are a lot of guys like who are taking also these, you know, normal Buddhas and they're modifying them into look like cafe racers. There's that aspect, but then I think what you mean by is like actual like sport cruisers.
So let me
something
show-
with a big engine. So not like a Buddha engine, like a proper big engine, and it has that clean suspended chair.
Yeah, CG, don't give me those hung jeans thing. Okay, look at this. So this is the type of bike I'm referring to.
Yeah.
How gorgeous is that?
Stunning. That's stunning.
That's beautiful, isn't it?
beautiful.
So I'm not seeing these bikes over here.
So if
I'm-
you go for concourse, you'll see a lot of these, but they're like all original condition. They're like people prize those bikes. They don't even ride them.
So with D'Souza,
Yeah.
I was thinking just buy a regular bike and then
Yeah,
do a project bike with him.
that's the best way to do it. You can even bring it to me. I'll do it for you.
You can?
Yeah, because we also specialize in bikes because you know bikes and cars are not that far apart. I did motocross for a lot of my youth.
Bro, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I started with a small 50cc. I used to ride it around. We used to live in Pangani, so I used to go buy meat with it from Choice Butchery there in Pangani Shopping
So
Center.
it's Choice Butchery still there?
I think it exists. It's in Parklands now. And then I got my first bike, a KTM 65cc. I did a few races, and then my mom came for one. And this kid was last place. and he fell off the bike, and the guy in first place just rode over his arm. My dad sold the bike in the parking lot the other day.
Really? So have you you race professionally as well?
Yeah, I did a
So
few
is it
races.
bike or cars?
I did racing in cars and I did motocross.
Motocross as well. The bike scene in Kenya, is it quite big?
Yeah, it's fantastic. And I think bike guys are really fun, man. Like they have that competitive edge. Everyone's like ready to race each other, and it's fun and banter. And you'll see them after they've shot their videos and they've dissed each other, they'll chill together.
Yeah.
The bike scene is pretty cool.
This is Whistling Moran or something,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, Whistling Morans, yeah.
Is it a good
Yeah, it's called. They have a page called Bike Scene Africa. So that page has like a lot of the cool, like you talk about H2s, you talk about R1s.
He
And
showed me the H2 at
there's that green one, right? The black and green one.
The
Bro,
carbon
that thing has
fiber one,
it has a
right?
turbo or something, huh? It's not turbo, but it has a crazy like spinning thing on the side. Anyway, those bikes sound incredible.
So here's the thing. There's a guy, I'm not sure if it's the same guy, and I can't believe I watched the entire video, but he posted a video on YouTube of him riding from Naivasha to Nairobi.
Really?
I think he did it in fucking 36 minutes. No, but bro, I think it's a H2 bike. He was...
Like I sat on my first 1,000 horsepower bike with Coco, like a little while ago.
Oh yeah, Coco is crazy, yeah?
No, bro, listen to this.
Every time I'm seeing the guys on one wheel.
Now that event, we had a whole airstrip, and Coco was riding this crazy fast bike. Don't get me wrong, guys. I'm not a professional with my bikes. I don't know the name. And then he's like, "Bro, do you wanna ride?" I said, "I'm scared," but I saw it had like a handlebar on the tank. I'm like, "Let me sit with you, bruh." I've never experienced that speed in my life.
So, actually, Naivasha to Wayaki Way in 30 minutes. Kawasaki Ninja ZX10R.
Yeah.
Edu the chef. Edu, I'll shout you out right
He
now,
cooked,
bro.
Really.
I'll tell you, bro. Like, clearly you cooked on this video. I watched the entire 28 minutes, bro. It's insane. Imagine doing that. Fucking 28 minutes.
And I think you see bikes, because they're smaller, you have more maneuverability.
And you know, the thing is, like...
But bro, aren't you scared of Kenyan drivers when you're on a bike? That's what trips me out.
You live one life, bro. No, that's the thing. That's the thing. So I had gone to Modern Rider training, and really good Micah and team, fantastic. If you guys want to check them out. On my way home, actually it was coming to this guy. So we're coming to him, and this is now as you're coming up Bagathi way. You know the roundabout and the flyover. So just under the flyover, you're coming down, the car in front went, and he gonga this border guy. Jama flew. Bro, I was like, you know what? It wasn't even his fault. It was a car's fault.
That's what I'm saying.
So here people don't give a shit. So it's a bit of a risk, right?
I feel you. Like that's why.
And you see guys like Edu do this, and you're like, 20 man.
I think also experience matters. You have to. I heard like even guys on bikes, you have to look at the car in front's wheel to see which angle it's changing. Like, bro, it feels like it's a lot of work to ride a bike. You know what I'm
Can you
saying?
believe that? Naivasha
That's madness, bro.
to Nairobi.
But it makes sense,
in
bro.
30
They're
minutes.
fast. These things are light. They're fast, and the size, like traffic.
Cutting through traffic. It was going.
And you see their torque, the acceleration is insane. Those things red line at what 10,000 RPM.
Right.
What? It's kind of crazy.
I never sort of experienced, like, I was fully locked into that video. I was like, that's insane, man.
Respect to Edu the chef. Bro, man, I sat on 1,000cc.
No, so even Beast, when he came over here,
But that's still low, bro.
I know, but you see, the thing is, I was sitting on like a 150cc.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, this is fun.
Yeah.
This guy, Beast, so Beast he came for a podcast. We told him to come here at 10. The guy just woke up at 10. He's like, I'm coming. Give me 15 minutes. Guy was here in 15 minutes. Hop bike.
If I'm driving, you just know that 15 minutes is times 3.
Yeah, exactly.
Easily.
Especially in Kenyan traffic,
Yeah.
right? So maybe now we can, as we go towards winding things down, bro. If you look at the industry, if you look at what you're doing with social media, do you think there's opportunity to be made? Like, I'm sorry, clearly it's late. Do you think there's money to be made with a lot of the social media stuff people are doing with cars?
Okay, so that's a very unique topic because I've been in the scene for a while, but I don't see people really eager to spend money on the video side and marketing side. There are some companies out here.
Yeah.
But your work needs to be top notch to get that top notch money.
Yeah.
There is opportunity. I feel like you try find your niche. Like for me right now, I'm seeing everyone also taking cars from showrooms, making YouTube videos with them. I don't want to do that anymore. Like that's simple. I can go make friends with the showroom guy, take their cars. What I want to start now doing is, because I'm making a workshop, on my focus to be more workshop content builds, because
No one's doing
no
that.
one's doing that.
No one's
and you
doing
see, I'm not doing it for that sake. I'm doing it because I want to live my life off workshop and everything. But I think also it'll be nice to have that packaging whereby even my suppliers at the workshop can sponsor videos. Let's push the products that are professional, so people don't even see the packaging of the workshop is nice. Because I know even Lukman secured like Little Cab and Little Ride and all these things, fantastic. But that niche is small for these big companies. And obviously the guys at the top are going to take it. So I feel like if you're starting, go touch something no one's touched. No one's doing crazy bike YouTube videos. You know what I'm saying? Go do that. Go do builds. I was even thinking the other day, I was talking to a friend. Like, what if you start like these? These banger races whereby you have cheap cars. Everyone has a cheap car. Like, you can have a sector for like 300,000. Cheap cars, put a roll cage in it and have like a fun race whereby it's all fun and games. People are banging into each other. I don't know, man. I think people need to think outside the box. Let's not do the same thing everyone's doing. Let's not try to top the guy who's actually good at what he's doing.
Yeah.
Go try something else. Go try something fun.
So maybe not car related, but a way that we can go viral. We do Nairobi street fights.
Nairobi street fights.
Think about this. Any guy you want to beef with, you sign a waiver contract. We legalize it.
Yeah.
And you know how you just Facebook Live the things?
Yeah.
We build a Kasuku type cage, give guys gloves and let them fight. Don't you think? That'll be dope, bro.
It'll be fun. Because the ones who have this outgoing... Like,
You've seen
the
that.
beefs that are out loud.
Yeah.
Come and deal with it here.
Car guys, the guys that are beefing with each other. Rather than posting reels about each other, chopper each other.
Beat each other. Let's see who's the
and
real
then
man.
and then come on the Coffee Pump podcast to talk about it.
How you got beaten.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Sindio, that would work. Sindio,
I think
tag
so.
teams, this
It'll
and
be
that.
fantastic.
Bro, and then you and I can even run a betting circle
Yeah. And
outside.
then we'll also be the MCs of that thing. I'm a bigger boy. Left hook down.
What do you think of
that'd
that?
be fun.
That'd be a good idea.
Yeah, and I like talking. So I don't mind singing by the sideline and just seeing people being tandiko. I'm down for that.
No, but like a proper fight club. Because
Yeah.
I've noticed there's a lot of these... like you watch these videos that come on Instagram of just fights happening.
Yeah.
It's all legal, but
Yeah.
then it just seems like Mshamba type setup.
I feel you.
You've seen those stuff.
Yeah.
How work in Nairobi, bro?
I think so. Rough and ready.
And ready.
I love it.
Co-investor?
Let's do this.
So. What do you think, Vish? Good idea.
Like for me right now, I'm in a place where I want to rotate and have multiple, things happening.
Yeah.
I'm down for that. Maybe even in the workshop, we'll just close up the spray booth and people can fight inside the spray booth. The only thing I think I want to touch on is like, I wish people out here realize that we're in a small space for a very long time.
Yeah.
Live well with each other. Let's help each other. Like I'm saying, like even if you're in the same industry with somebody, if you put your heads together, you can create some sort of peace area that you two can come and conversate and improve.
Yeah.
Not everyone can do everything. Share, open up, and work with others, like-minded people for
Right.
sure. And I think that's where success is at. You know what I'm saying? And I'm hopeful that also I can be in the market, be positive with the work
Yeah.
that I do, create that clientele. And also I'm trying. Tomorrow it might not work. You have to do something else. You wanna be
can
able to
pivot.
rotate easily. Yeah.
I agree with you that. So here's the thing: as much as people think it's a very competitive market, the more people you add to the space, the wider it gets. So there's more for people to eat.
I agree.
It's not just we're all fighting over small morsels.
Even if we talk about workshops, how many workshops are there in Nairobi? How many cars? Everyone has the risk written, as you know. It's written for you to have your place. And what I've noticed, even when I'm in the car industry, like I like dealing with other workshops. So I don't know, maybe it's how I speak. I think it's how I carry myself that is a bit different. But
Yeah.
what I've noticed is that, this guy will have done a facelift. He has a 200 series headlight there. It's easier for me to deal with this workshop and, offload their stuff, sell it onwards. I don't know, create that peace with people. Don't be out here like you want to fight everyone. Even if you're in the same industry with somebody, sit down, have a coffee with them. You never know what could come out of it,
No, I agree. I think that's ultimately you coexist.
Coexist. I'm a big believer in that.
If you don't coexist, we'll create the fight club.
Yes.
You guys can chapa each other.
No, if people fail at coexisting, bro, this is the only way. Go deal with your stuff in the ring.
Yes. Can we do drag races?
So that's what we also do. MK does drag races as well. So we have an event. So, Sunset GT. So now we have Sunset Corsa. So our last event, we actually gave out I think almost 100,000 for the winner.
Really?
Yeah.
Is this I saw a bunch of cars racing.
Yeah. So we normally take airstrips.
Airstrip. It was in an airstrip. Correct.
That's what we do. We take. There's also another company called Club TT Motorsports. So there are a few people doing it, but it's all one championship and everyone can score points. So it's pretty fun, and that's where now a lot of these car guys they come and they settle it there. But sometimes it even gets worse because now this workshop has done this great tune. The cars are at it, and tomorrow they're beefing. But it's a nice place because you come to everyone's together in that space.
Correct.
And then if there's any shit to be talked, pull up to the start line and let's see what's going on, you know.
No, I agree.
So it's really fun.
So are there any events before the end of the year?
Yeah, we're trying to plan one more Corsa, which is the drag race event before the end of the year. So if anybody wants, follow Motorsports Kenya on Instagram and wait for the updates.
Yes.
Also, you know, like getting the airstrips is not easy. And you want to get an airstrip that's not too far away. Because, you know, all these cars are low.
Yeah.
It's too far away.
See, with all the strikes at JKI, you guys can use that place.
Yeah, they want too much money. we actually inquired with Wilson.
How much is Wilson charging?
They wanted to charge, 3.5 million for a day. So like a few hours.
That's
It was
crazy.
going to be a bit crazy.
I think what you guys did it last time, it worked out.
We
pretty
actually
much.
brought a racer from South Africa. Because, you know, everyone in Kenya was talking shit. Like, everyone's beefing with each other. So he brought a guy from South Africa to come, and he has a TTRS
Yeah.
that was putting down like 9.8 seconds quarter mile. Like, that's fast. That's GTR level fast.
So he came with the car, though.
Came with the car. We facilitated his transport. It was crazy, man. Never experienced anything like that. We brought him all the way from South Africa. He put his car in the back of a Hilux with a trailer. His friend drove the Hilux, and his wife was in the back. They drove all the way. Yeah, 14 days to Nairobi.
That's insane.
Crazy, bro. He came, he raced, and on the last race, he blew his drivetrain because the car, he was getting, you know, everyone was, you know, being a bit, because I think we didn't think of that. Like, we brought this dude into Kenyan politics, you know, and I think it was a lot for him. So the last race, he increased the boost because of the pressure. The car on the launch, because it's an all-wheel drive car, it blew the drivetrain.
I saw that video even. Yeah, it actually went viral, right?
It's crazy.
God damn, man. Bro, so I appreciate you taking the time to
Thank you
come.
so much. Thank you for having me.
I love your personality.
Thank you, my
You've
brother.
got a very positive energy about
Thank you.
you.
You too, man. Thank
It
you for this
was
platform.
like, it didn't take much time to get acquainted with you.
Yeah, we haven't spoken like at all before this.
Yeah,
so
it's
this
weird,
has
it's
always
weird,
been
it's weird.
natural and
It's weird. You remind me of my younger brother, Kidogo. So what I'm going to say is you owe me two things. Cafe Racer and R34.
done.
So you need to find those things, bro.
I
I just want to create a reel
I feel-
so people can think I'm something I'm not. And then I'll return them, all right?
Don't worry, I think we'll even do it in their Boma because those guys are not going to release those cars.
I appreciate it, my
Thank
G.
you, my bro. Thank you for having me.
Coco even wanted to come, so next time I'll bring you and Coco
You have to
on.
do a video on Coco. Coco deserves his own freaking video. That guy is a legend.
Coco, the thing is, he's supposed to teach me how to ride a bike. But then he's a chodu. He goes and he has so many accidents over here, he forgets about me.
Let him come here and tell you about his
Every time I
accident.
see him, his hand is scraped. Siju, he's fallen, his
I call him
back,
the
his
cat
dick.
with 9 lives. That
Bro,
dude,
seriously.
man. My mom the other day told him Allah loves you. You know, I think God really loves you because he comes back at it. But you know that boy has balls. Like, I'll not lie to you. The things he does.
You know, I know the kid since he was like this tall.
I know.
And so, Coco, I love you, bro. You better take care of yourself, eh? I want to attend your wedding before you attend mine.
So that guy is strong as hell, mashallah. But yeah,
Inshallah, it'll be okay. But I appreciate it, G.
thank you, bro.
Thanks, guys. This
Thanks
has
to the
been
team also. Appreciate you guys.
Kim, Toyota Crown. Thanks, guys. This has been another episode of Coffee Pump Podcast. We'll see you in the next one. Boom.